Hello and welcome back, my beautiful froggy army, to another video. Lately, I've been having the craving to do builds for other themes that are not my current theme, which is tropical. And you all know I love Mariah Elizabeth and I love her squishy makeover videos, so I was also kind of inspired by her kind of taking something that belongs to my subscribers and doing a little makeover on it. So we're combining my craving for doing other themed builds and our little inspo from Mariah's squishy makeovers. And today I wanted to fix your islands. And when I say fix, I mean that very loosely. I'm not fixing anybody's island. Everybody's island is perfect in its own way. I asked my channel members over on a community post if they would also kindly send me a small spot on their island that they have been struggling with. They don't know what to put there. They don't know how to decorate it, or it's just kind of boring and not inspiring. And then I will recreate that spot on my island and I will offer some suggestions and inspiration for what you could put there. So that's what we're going to be doing. Like I said, I'm going to be recreating these spots on my island. These are the spots that my channel members have sent to me, and I'm going to offer some ideas, some inspiration, some tips, all that kind of good juicy stuff. And like I said, it's just inspiration, so it's not like anybody's forced to do these exact things on their island. This is just to get the juices flowing, you know, get everything nice and juicy. And I'm really excited. I think it'll be really interesting, and I'll be dealing with a few different kinds of themes and stuff like that, and I would love to make this an ongoing series because I think this is something that could be really fun and just like keep us all inspired. So let me know what you think of this type of video in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, but let's go ahead and do our first spot. So this is the first area submitted by one of our channel members. We've got like this small little spot here right next to the river, and we got a path in the back, and you can see kind of the little corner of the bridge over there. So I specifically asked, what challenges are you facing with this area? Are there specific elements you'd like suggestions for? For example, custom designs, terraforming, item ideas, item placement, path placement, etc. And she said everything. I have no idea what kind of build to put here as it's such a small space. It has to fit around the pathing I've already put down. I just don't know what items to use or what to turn the area into. I already have a cafe and picnic area, etc., so really struggling. And I totally get that. Small spaces can definitely be limiting, like there's not that much you can fit in there, so you kind of get stumped, you know? And everybody who submitted also let me know what their theme was, and this member's theme was towncore / natural, so that's kind of the vibe we're going for. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump right in. Like I said, I was gonna recreate the areas. I did this on my Halloween island / Storybrooke, so ignore all of the Halloween stuff, but I just didn't want to mess with my Florida island, so that's what we're gonna kind of do. They already had these bushes and this little sign in the picture, so we're actually gonna work with two of those, but I did scoop up one of the bushes. My first idea, I'm gonna give you two ideas, but my first one is like a little gardening area. I think this fits any theme, and definitely like the colors kind of, you know, dictate the vibe that you're kind of going with. So since you're doing town core, I kind of chose like a little bit of darker browns here and there. I thought that would be a little more fitting for a town and would maybe look nice with the path that you already have there. I also just picked like random custom designs just to like be examples, you know, totally use whatever you have already, but custom designs will really help kind of make it more tailored to whatever theme you're doing, because I'm sure you already have the custom designs that you want to use for your island. I think this could be a really great space filler. You could just have a little crop section, some wheat fields, some little garden items, and definitely feel free to mix it up, stuff like that. Hopefully this can spark some ideas, but I didn't want to just do a gardening section. I wanted to give some other sort of idea as well, so I took everything down and onto idea number 2, because, you know, since there's also the town element, I kind of wanted to play off of that a little more. The first one I felt was more of the natural vibe. I wanted to do a little bit of a town vibe as well. So I picked this log fence because it kind of matches the bridge that they've already got going here, and we're gonna go with kind of like a little seating, resting kind of area by the water since it's right up against that river. And we're gonna do a few more like kind of town-ish items vaguely with some lampposts and the little Turkey Day garden stand thingy majiggies and a nice little bench and a little bike and all that kind of good stuff. The phone box kind of gives it more of a little towny feel. So something like this, just a nice little transitional area or seating area. This is kind of like a little more space filler type of thing, and incorporating some of that in-game pathing I feel really helps it lean more onto the town core side. So again, some ideas. Hopefully this inspires you and inspires everybody who's watching, whose island this does not belong to. But if you're enjoying this video so far and you really enjoy transforming a space, then you need to listen up. You might have seen me play the demo for Garden Life, a cozy simulator on the channel a couple months ago, and I am so happy to announce that it is now officially released. I also want to thank Nacon and Daredrop for sponsoring this portion of today's video and for allowing me to bring you this very exciting update. In Garden Life, a cozy simulator, you can plant and nurture your dream garden by planting seeds, watering and fertilizing your plants, discovering different variants in a multitude of colors, and my favorite, decorate to your heart's content with cute ornaments and decorations. Be honest with me, is this too many frogs? No, right? Transform an overgrown plot into a flourishing community garden, either in story mode or creative mode. I really love the graphics of this game, and the music plus the chill gameplay really makes it such a cozy and relaxing experience. And for all you Switch players, Garden Life is out today on Nintendo Switch, but you can also find it on Steam, PS4 and 5, Xbox Series 1, and Series X. Check out my links below to get yourself a copy, and happy gardening. But now, let's get back to the video. Moving on to our next submission, this member has the cutest little crescent moon pond with the player house right there in the middle. I went ahead and jumped onto their dream address really quick just so I could get the full view and scope of this cliff area, of this yard area, and I was just making sure that I was checking out all the cliffs and stuff like that because I had to recreate this bad boy one-to-one on my island. So I'm like, alright, let me just look at every single individual corner really quick. And in terms of challenges, she just doesn't know how to make this part look natural, walkable, still fairy core, and make it so the moon pond is still visible. I want to use low to the ground items in a style that's still fairy core and whimsical. And also told me to check out the bottom right side in between the two bridges, which, thanks. Yeah, thank you for that. Anyways, I can totally understand the struggle for this particular section. Having this look natural, walkable fairy core and have the moon pond visible, it's a big ask. But it's definitely nothing that we can't handle. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. I recreated this on my island on Storybrooke, so it was a fun challenge with all the waterscaping and stuff like that. First off, we're going to start with 2 trees. These are the only trees I know I could get away with in the very back, so they're not in the way of the moon pond, and I thought even having a short little cherry blossom one would be so cute. And I figured we could get away with something on the right side, something tall, and I thought a gazebo was the perfect thing because you can walk through it and you can walk under it. That way, you know, you're not blocking off the area with any items, and it's just super cute, and it's also fairy core, so it works. I just grabbed totally random custom designs off the custom design portal. Again, custom designs that you already have will totally help this area shine and be more cohesive with your island. I just was choosing random stuff. But the main struggle of this area is to have the moon pond be visible, so only short items, and for everything to be walkable. And there's a lot of awkward spaces in this cliff area. There's a lot of little skinny areas that are only like 1 tile long or wide or whatever. So we had to be really careful with what we're putting. I was definitely going in with all of our like items, like regular normal items first, like these little partitions, fence thingy majiggies, and I was just fitting in stuff where I knew it wouldn't be in the way. So back here in this little corner, I knew I could get away with the bamboo tree. We could put some butterfly models and a mush lamp, and kind of doing the same on the other side. I just kept walking around and trying to figure out, okay, like what area would one singular item not be like too annoying, you know? Of course, we've got the yard area where we can fit in more stuff, but I didn't want to totally just only put items in the yard area and nothing else in the surrounding area. Like we need stuff everywhere. So my mind instantly went to what items can we walk on top of and are not that annoying and are also fairy core. So a lot of the items that I'm going to be using for the surrounding area are these items that I was thinking of. Definitely custom designs are going to be your best friend here. Leaf piles, the cherry blossom petal pile. I only used like 1 or 2, but that's definitely a no-brainer, of course, for fairy core. Glowing moss is also going to be a very crucial part of this, especially for that whimsical vibe. I think glowing moss is so cute, especially for fairy core. We've also got flowers, of course, good old flowers, but I'll get into that in a bit. I didn't want those to be annoying and intrusive. You can do crops. Crops are definitely not annoying, and you can walk over those and it's totally fine. Coconuts in the ground, you know, if you just put them in the grass, they won't grow into trees, and they're just this cute little sprout. I love those so much. Totally underrated, super adorable. And I'll get into these at the end, but wheat fields as well I think are super great, and thank God you can customize them to be like green or pale green and they're not just yellow and wheat looking. I mostly had the idea for this area to be mostly covered in flowers, but as I was going around and trying to put some down, I was like, oh wow, if I put flowers everywhere, it is annoying to walk through because then you have to be careful that you're not sprinting and ruining and disrupting your flowers 24/7. So I tried to put them in areas where I knew it wouldn't be super annoying. Also, I realize now that the island theme is specifically supposed to be pastel pink, and I did include some purple flowers in there, but you know, this is all just for inspiration purposes, so it's not totally one-to-one. But anyways, I literally just realized that as I'm recording this. So yeah, these areas over here to the left, especially this little skinny area, was definitely challenging, and I think custom designs, flowers, and wheat fields totally saved me right here. And the good thing is, if you want this to be natural, you can totally do that. It's totally doable. Flowers, wheat fields, some rocks, you're good. If you wanted to do like city core over here, that would be way more difficult, and I don't know actually if that would be possible. Another item that I was just kind of sprinkling around everywhere that is not really that intrusive are the little star fragments. I think those are super cute, especially for a little extra fairy core vibe as well. So this is kind of what we're looking at. Just some ideas, just some thoughts, just some inspo of what we could do with this area. I hope I didn't disturb the moon pond too much. I think it's pretty visible still. I also really like the yard with the little wishing well and the little coin. The yard, honestly, I was a little uninspired, but I think each person will have a better idea for what they want to put in their front yard versus me. My number one thing would be that gazebo is 1 million brain cell IQ. Amazing. And do those little coconut sprouts, my favorite thing. Flowers, maybe a bunny here or there, and you're good. I think it's super cute. I feel like I did an okay job of incorporating all of the elements we needed to incorporate. I also think glowing moss really saves the day here. The glowing moss is just great, honestly. So good. And once again, ignore all of my surrounding area. Ignore the Halloween islands surrounding this fairy core area. And our final submission for this video is this super cute little hotel/resort area. We've got the player house and a villager house right next to each other with this cute little like cobblestoney speckly path everywhere. And the struggle that this channel member is having with this area is I'm trying to make a little hotel/resort area. The house to the right is like reception/check-in, and the hotel is to the left. How could we make it look more like a hotel? It's giving house. Totally open to item ideas/placement or anything inside or outside of the houses. There's a path leading down to the pool, but maybe these two areas need to be better connected. I don't know. And thank you so much for the kind words as well. I appreciate it. I totally understand the frustrations, and sometimes working with your own house and villager houses can be a little bit tricky when you're trying to make it look like something else. So I think the number one thing that you can try to do here is try to combine these two houses and give it the illusion that it's just a one big hotel. And we can do this pretty easily. All you're going to need is one custom design and some simple panels. You're going to want to grab a window custom design and make sure that you can match the color of the background somewhat to one of the customization options for the house. Here's a few options that I found when I was browsing, but we're going to go ahead and use this last one here. And then we're going to go ahead and customize these houses and make them look as similar as humanly possible. So I'm going to go with this gray siding for the main house, this cute little door, and then like a similarly colored roof. Do the same for your villager's house. Just make them look as similar as possible so it all looks cohesive and they look like they are supposed to belong to each other. So this is what this looks like on my island, and you know, it's not exact, and of course, you know, do your own thing if you want to do different colors, different types of design. fine. That's all up to you. And I tried to replicate the pathing as best I could here. It's super cute, so I think you can definitely still utilize this. And for that middle random empty spot, we're just gonna put a castle wall in there and call it a day, honestly. So here's what it looks like with the window panels. You just need like a few of them up like this to make it look like one cohesive building. The color matching, is it exact? No, but we're gonna use our imagination. And I actually wanted to continue these little cobblestone paths. I thought that they were super cute. I just wanted to make it a little more symmetrical because when I think of hotels and resorts, they're usually, you know, like corporate buildings, you know, everything's symmetrical and stuff like that, unless we're talking about a little cozy cottage. But this seems like it's going to be like a nice little hotel, so things might be symmetrical here and there, and we're going to play into that symmetry a little bit and make it look and feel a little more hotel-y. Since there were originally some street lamps in the original picture that were black, I'm going to choose black as our like little accent color, and black and gray and kind of white shades are going to be really good in making this look all cohesive together and making it look like a hotel. Like, let's be real, buildings these days are boring and they're not colorful, so you know, it just adds to the realism. I'm also using this menu chalkboard in place of the little wooden shop sign. For some reason I don't have that DIY on this island. I was too lazy to go get it, so just pretend that's the wooden shop sign. But I also wanted to play into the beachy slash cozy vibe with a little cancer tables, you know, get some of that beachiness in there. And these topiaries are also going to help it feel more like a corporate building, and you know, because they're like taking care of the plants and whatever. So yeah, something like this is what I came up with. I think it gives a little bit more hotel slightly, you know. If you look at it for too long, especially at the random castle wall in the middle, you might be like, oh, those are just two houses next to each other. But if you don't stare for too long, then it's fine. I think this came out really cute, and I tried to also keep in elements that were already there in the original photo, like the rover's briefcase. I thought that was a really, really smart item to include. Also, I did realize that the little sign was kind of hidden, so what you could actually do, since I did leave a little bit of space over here, you could move over this little makeshift luggage cart and the other rover's briefcase, and you can just kind of like swap those items. That way the shop sign is more visible. That was just my bad that I realized at the end of this, but I think that this came out super cute. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was a really interesting brain teaser, you know what I mean? So that's gonna be it for this video. This was so fun to do. Thank you to my lovely channel members for submitting. If you didn't see yours in here, never fear. I will continue to go through your submissions for future videos. That is, if you would like to see future videos like this. I thought it was really interesting. These just kind of take me a little bit of time. This took me quite a while, from gathering items and recreating the builds on my island and stuff like that, but it was a lot of fun still. And if you're not a channel member, never fear. Eventually, you know, if we do continue this series, I will open up submissions to all the rest of you, so look out for that in the future. Again, let me know your feedback on this video. I'm very excited to hear what you have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again to Nacon and Daredrop for sponsoring our video today, and I will see you in the next one.